Hey guys, it's Bro You Whack, and I get lots of comments on a daily basis saying, "Oh, Bro You Whack, you don't understand how bad I have it, man. In gold tier and platinum tier, I always get off-meta picks, I always get throwers on my team. It's just a tragedy, man." Now, with my videos, I always try to give this stigma that any hero can work. Even the Torbjorn on attack, even the Symmetra on attack. Yes, it isn't really supposed to happen. Sometimes you would want to go with a soldier rather than a Torbjorn. Sometimes you're going to want to go with maybe even a Mei rather than a Symmetra, because that could even work out better, even though that's not really the stigma. I always say any hero can work, any hero can help you climb up the ladders, anything can work if you just support it, but some people just really do not understand that, and they get frustrated because, yes, I get it, no one likes to see an attack Symmetra when you're playing on New Bonnie, and no one likes to see a Torbjorn on like a control map or whatever the case may be, so I get it, I totally understand it, but you just have to understand that sometimes you can't control what other people do. You can only do so much, especially if those people that are picking those off-meta picks, especially the ones that don't even make sense, aren't in game chat. You can only do so much. And here's like, usually what happens is something like this. We've all had it where we go into a competitive game and we're just ready to play. Maybe we're gonna play Soldier, maybe we're gonna play some Lucio, maybe some Zenyatta. We don't know what's gonna happen. So we go on the loading screen and right away the first pick is a Symmetra on attack Hollywood, and we're just like, oh, so it's gonna be that type of game, right? Okay, we lost. This guy's throwing, he doesn't care about the game. However, you just threw the game right there. You just lost in the game by just assuming that the game is over and just already having that quitters mentality. And that's one thing I always try to feed in my videos for you guys not to adopt, is adopting that quitters mentality, like, oh my god, we're gonna lose because we have a Torbjorn, we have a Sombra on defense, man, we totally lost the game. Because once you have that mentality, your morale for the whole entire team just went down 20-fold. I know that's an exaggeration, I don't know how much it went down, but that's the main point, is what I'm trying to tell you guys, is not try to discourage your team just because you see this, rather than just support what you have, because you can only do so much, and you can do two things actually. Once you see that attack Symmetra, once you see that Torbjorn on your team, you can either A, complain, whine, and moan, saying, oh my god, get off the Torbjorn, get off the Sombra, Orisa, why are you doing that? Which pretty much then you're the one being toxic and salty when you don't even know that if this guy's throwing, which, yes, sometimes defensive Sombra, yes, sometimes in attack Symmetra will be throwing, but you don't know that. Sometimes you just gotta give them the benefit of the doubt. Even me, for an example, if I want to attack Mei, which I rarely do nowadays, but even that, I feel like it can work, and I would love it if someone would just support me. Or the second thing that you can do, which I just kind of mentioned right there, is just support what you already have. Accept reality, accept what you are given on your team, and just try to make the best out of a situation that isn't really ideal. Because I'm not going to sit here and say, oh yeah, attack Symmetra, oh yeah, defensive Sombra can totally work, because no, sometimes it really can't. It really doesn't make sense, but once in a while it can work out. And why is that? Well, here's the reason. You rarely ever see an attack Symmetra on Hollywood or even a control map, and I keep bringing up attack Symmetra, and that's just because I just got in 2 games with a Smurf account that is playing only Symmetra, and it worked out. The reason why? Because I supported it, which is the second point which I just made. I could either whine and complain and moan and cry about the Symmetra pick, or I could pick Lucio and help the Symmetra out, which I did, which worked out phenomenal because, well, they know what they're doing with Symmetra. If they have a team that supports it, then it's just going to work out tremendously, because the enemy team isn't going to know what to do. They know how to counter a Soldier, they know how to counter a Pharah, a Reinhardt, but in attack Symmetra, we can go, well, what should we do? Well, I don't know what to do. And then they lose the game because, well, they're just complaining about the Symmetra pick, which they rarely run into. Now, to counter all the people that are typing in the comments, oh, Bro You Whack, you're supporting all these off-meta picks trying to go on attack and defense. You're supporting the Orisas, the Hanzos. Well, I don't want to say I'm not, because I'm still sticking with my main statement. Any hero can work if you just know how to support it, and if you also know how to use it in the situation that you're in. Maybe the situation doesn't really call for it and could call for someone better, like a Soldier or a Pharah, but hey, you gotta play with the hand that you're dealt with. So if you are one of these off-meta heroes, if you are one of these people that love to play Sombra, like to play Orisa and Hanzo, which are still great heroes that aren't throw heroes, but if you're heavily being countered, if it is working for maybe the first game and it isn't working for the second part of the game, that's where you have to realize, okay, maybe my Junkrat on attack isn't working anymore because there's a Pharah in the sky. That's just a clear example right there. Or maybe even this attack Symmetra. You have to realize, okay, my beam, my grenades aren't really going to reach the Pharah that's 50 million feet in the sky. I should probably switch to a Zenyatta, to a McCree, to a Soldier, because, well, no one else on my team is a hit scan, and I'm picking the stupid hero in this situation. So realize that maybe your team did support you, now you have to return the favor. Realize that you're being counted right here, and maybe it got you the first point, maybe it did work, but now you died twice, now you're just being, you're being held right there. Now it's time to switch to push the payload even further. Now it's time to just switch to try to capture the first point right there. It's just realizing and just being smart, because a lot of the time the people that are picking these off-meta heroes at the lower levels, they're probably not in game chat because, well, they want to play the heroes that they want to play without receiving the toxicity and the saltiness from their teammates. And rightfully so, because people at the lower levels, they're not really used to all these like different tactics. They're used to the pretty meta picks like the Soldier, the Reinhardt, the Mercy, the Lucio, because, well, that's just what everyone knows how to play with. No one really, some people do. I'm not gonna say that everybody at the lower levels don't know how to work with an Orisa, that don't know how to work with a Hanzo or a Sombra, but if they're gonna be just yelled at and just saying, oh, why are you throwing the game, they're not gonna be in game chat, because rightfully so, because, well, they just want to play the game and play the hero that they want, and maybe it can work, sometimes it won't work. But I really stress to you guys just to go into game chat if you are playing these off-meta heroes, and just tell the team, hey, I'm willing to switch if it isn't working, because nothing's worse than just having your team being mad at someone, especially at someone that's not in game chat, because at that point the team lost. Everybody's just mad, everybody's just frustrated, and they're not worried about the objective, which is trying to get the first point. The objective now is getting mad at the Sombra, is getting mad at the Symmetra, because the situation doesn't call for it, but maybe it can work, but you're not supporting it. So again, I know I went all over the place, but the main point here is that an off-meta pick, it can work if you just know how to support it. Like in my example, I went Lucio to help out with the Symmetra rather, or maybe if someone goes Junkrat, maybe you want to go Mercy or whatever, so that they can just have more sustainability right there. It's just realizing that, okay, I can complain, I can whine, I can moan, or I can do something about it, help out this off-meta hero, and just let them do their thing, because I would love it if I wouldn't attack Mei, which again, like I said before, I don't really do anymore. But if someone said, hey bro, you wack, do you want to go Mei? I'll go Lucio. Oh, I'll hop on that bandwagon. I would love that. I would just appreciate that person. You be my day one, honestly, and I probably follow you on Twitter. I'm just saying, bro, you wack. So anyway, if you see a Sombra, maybe go like Tracer. If you see like, I don't know what's another, like I said before, Symmetra, play Lucio so that she can just speed boost everywhere and just have fast little legs and whatnot, and it can work. Trust me, I've seen it before. Sometimes it won't work every single time, but more or less if you just support it, it will help a bunch. So I love you guys. Thank you guys for watching. More Overwatch videos to come, and bye.